Happy Vlogmas Day 12. Welcome back to our channel. Thanks for coming back and you've been watching since day one. So today's video, as you can see by the title, is going to be my first mukbang. So I'm just going to eat and talk pretty much about like getting married young. If you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to my channel and like this video. So I'm really hungry, so let's just go ahead and start eating. All right. So this is probably very weird. Some people, if you don't watch mukbangs on YouTube, I love mukbangs, especially D loves when she eats like the crab and all that kind of stuff. Makes me hungry. But anyway, I'm just eating tacos. All I have in my tacos is ground turkey, cheese, hot sauce, and some salsa verde. I don't like sour cream, and sometimes I'll eat lettuce, like if I get it at a restaurant, but it has to be shredded very thin, and I'm not gonna do that at my house, so I don't really eat lettuce on tacos either. Oh, already. Well, I didn't want to vlog today because I'm trying to get the last of my stuff out so I can have it shipped out next week. So that's why I didn't want to vlog today. Plus the girls have some stuff to do this afternoon. So anyway, if you can tell by the title, I was going to talk about being young and married young. I got married young. I didn't feel young when I got married, but I mean on paper I was pretty young. And looking back, I would have gave myself maybe 2 more years. I think the legal age for marriage should be like 21, 22-ish. I know most places is 18 unless you have parental consent, and in other places it's like I know a few states you can get married at 16. I couldn't do that either. But at the time, well, I've always been told I'm very mature for my age. But at the time when I got married, I knew 100% that's who I wanted to marry. I still know, but looking back, like if Karmen and Kelsey would have wanted to get married at the age I got married, I wouldn't let them do it. I'd be like, nah, girl, wait till 22 and then come back and holler at me. Only because now that I've been married 7 years, I can honestly say you really do need at least 2 to 3 years by yourself. Not necessarily like not dating, but you need 2 to 3 years to live on your own. Like, I lived on my own in the Army, but we had roommates. And I love my roommate. She was so sweet, but she was older than me. And so when she low-key moved out, I was lonely, and I wanted to go do what she was doing, which was live in my own apartment with no rules. Because in the military, when you live in the barracks, you kind of got freedom, but then you kind of don't. Kind of like a dorm room. Like, you got neighbors, and your neighbors probably snitch or talk too much, and you got wake-up calls, you got rules and all that kind of stuff. But I didn't feel like I was fully independent living in the barracks, so I would go stay at my boyfriend's house like a few nights out the week, which is not my husband. And it was just more fun because it was like I could stay up late, not feel weird, not hear people walking down the hall. I would have company, which is weird for me because like I can be by myself, but I hated being in the barracks because I didn't really have any friends in the barracks that were into what I was into. Like I was just into basically like laying in the room, chilling, watching movies. Most of them was going out, having parties, having cookouts and all that. I didn't want to do all that. I just wanted to order a pizza, watch TV, or go to a restaurant and then come back. Because there wasn't no space to cook to me. I had a hot plate and stuff, but a hot plate on a counter that's this big, right next to the sink, it's not really a good place to be cooking. It made me stressed because it wasn't enough space to like cook and prep stuff without it falling in the sink or without it being on the hot plate. So I didn't really like cooking in the barracks. But nonetheless, like, I see why my mom was telling me everything she told me when I told her I wanted to get married. She was like, nah, I don't know if you're really ready for what marriage is like. And I know what she meant now. You know, she meant that it's a team and you can't be selfish. And when I got married, I just thought it was like, we just gonna move in together and we're gonna split the bills and we'll just come home to each other. Like, it wasn't nothing deep to me. It didn't seem like what it really is. Marriage is so much more than just somebody to come home to. You gotta communicate. You gotta cook for that person, clean for that person, and vice versa. Like, it's a team effort. And I don't think I knew what questions to ask before I got married. Now that I'm married and been married, I can write a whole book about the things that you should know about that person before you marry them. And if they don't want to disclose it, don't marry them. Number one would probably be credit score, financial background. Because that right there, I don't care if he's fine, drive the best car. If his credit ain't right and he don't have any credit sense, it wouldn't last for me. So knowing what I know now, I would have just asked my husband, like, what's your credit score? What are your goals? What are your financial plans? Like, do you want to own a house? Do you want to own a car? Like, we discussed all that now after we got married, but like, had I known his answers and his way of thinking back then, I would have reevaluated. I still would have married him 1,000%, but I would have reevaluated my outlook on it, because you can't force anybody to view things the way that you view them. Like, for me, I wanted to know like everything, and he was like, no, I'm kind of private. Like, I don't feel comfortable telling you what's in my account and what debt I have. But for me, I'm like, well, we married. I should know your debt. I should know if you got a loan. I should know if you owe this bank or that bank, or what your car note is. Like, I feel like I should know all of that. And he was not here for it. He was like, no, that's my business. And as long as I pay my bills, that's what it is. So it took us a few years to get to the point where we're at now, where like we can talk about it freely and we can have a joint account and not feel like you're overspending or underspending. But there's definitely a lot of questions you should ask before you get married. And I don't feel like you have the confidence nor the experience to ask those questions until you're in your 20s, until you pay some bills. Because, like, for me at the time, I had never bought furniture, but he had bought furniture before. So he had a furniture bill, and I was like, why you owe the furniture company? He was like, well, because I bought a couch, I bought a bed, I bought this, I bought that, you know, a year or two ago. And I was like, you just didn't pay for it cash? And he was like, no, I financed it. And in my mind, I'm like, you financed a couch that was $3,000? Like, you couldn't just buy the couch? And looking back, I'm like, oh wow, like, I was so naive. I was thinking just everybody just knew that if you got it, it's better to pay for it than to put it on credit. That's just my personal opinion. Like, I'm not saying go broke, but for me, I felt like I don't like owing people. Banks, stores, whoever, I don't want to owe. So if I have the opportunity to pay for something outright, I'm going to pay for it outright. And if I have the opportunity to build my credit, I'm going to build my credit. But there's a difference between building your credit and being stupid. So it's interesting looking back, you know, getting married so young and wanting to just have everything fall in place. Like, we're going to get married, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and we're going to have all the money in the world to do it all because we both are dual military. And it was not like that. So that's one thing that I would definitely say has to be addressed if you get married young, is like your financial goals, financial assets, if you have any assets, credit score. And the other thing that I learned getting married young is that you have to discuss family dynamics. Like, I don't care how uncomfortable it make you, you have to discuss it. My husband and I grew up very, very, very differently. And it wasn't until like year 2 of our marriage that I realized like we grew up very different. Like, I knew we grew up different, but like it didn't hit me till year 2. Like, the things that I valued and cared about, he was indifferent about. And what I wanted to do for Karmen, because we had Karmen by that point, he was careless. You know, he was like, her first birthday, we just get a cake, cut the cake. I was like, no, we should have a party. Like, she gotta look cute. She need to eat her cake. We need to put the cake on her face. You know, we gotta do all this cute stuff to remember it. And he was just like, no, she won. She's not gonna do none of this stuff. Like, why does it matter? She doesn't know she's turning 1. And so for me, it was just like, that's my baby. It is primarily for the parent, but like, I wanted to have a party for her. And we had a little barbecue party, and it was nice. But leading up until that point, he was just indifferent and nonchalant. And so that led into the discussion about like, well, what do you think I should do? Like, you think I should just be like, hey, birthday Karmen, and just get her a gift? Like, I wanted to just spoil her with like 15, 20 gifts. And he was like, no, we just get her a gift and that's it. Like, it's not that big of a deal. So, had I known before that he wasn't really dramatic about birthdays and holidays, it would have saved one disagreement, because I would have felt like, okay, well, you're just not into it, not into it. I wouldn't have been offended. Like, I was really hurt that he didn't want to buy Karmen like 20 gifts, because I did. And I found myself trying to make him feel the way I felt about birthdays, and he doesn't. And then I realized, like, he's never gonna feel how I feel, because he didn't experience what I experienced growing up, which was like birthday parties and birthday cake and people being excited and happy and all that. So, you know, I wouldn't think about all that when we got married. I was just thinking like, we get along, we have fun together, he doesn't annoy me like that, we'll work. I didn't know that like so many things about your past affects your marriage. Like, if you're not in a good place with your family, it affects your marriage. Ooh, I'm busy. Excuse me. But I see why my mom was like, it's a lot of work being married. And it is, because you're taking on everything about your partner, the good and the bad and the ugly. And you have to accept it. You cannot change that person. You will not ever change that person. And I really didn't realize that until like year 4, that I could not change him. Like, I was like, nah, he gonna eventually come around. And year 4, I was just like, this is it. I can't change you. This is just who you are. I just gotta deal with it. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, year 4, he was in Afghanistan. And of course, being deployed makes anything different. But I'm like, whatever. I'm gonna buy my baby gifts. You can roll your eyes. You can not care. I'm gonna have her whatever I want to buy her. But ironically enough, that year before he left, he had bought Karmen this little, like a Hot Wheels car, and paid a lot of money for it, and didn't tell me about it. I was like, when did you buy her a car? And he was like, well, I ordered it for her birthday. And I was like, well, I thought you went into expensive gifts. So when I realized like he gonna do what he wanna do when he wanna do it, it got a lot easier just to accept. But I was just so young that I was really stuck on my way or no way. And that was like the first 4 years. Like, I was like, no, I will win this argument. I will get my way. It was funny to look back at it, at my stubbornness, because I see my stubbornness in Kelsey now, but I can only thank God for bringing us where we are now, because I was very stubborn. And I was stubborn because I was young and I didn't realize how much of a give and take marriage really is. Like, I can't expect him to give if I don't give, or take if I don't take, you know. And I felt like I was doing all the giving. I mean, you the one deploying, you the one going here, going there, and leaving me with the baby. I felt like, you know, I'm doing all I can. The least you can do is do what I say. You know, not what I ask, do what I say. So that was a very bad way of looking at things, but nonetheless, I blame it on age. I really do. Because I went straight from my mom's house to the Army to being married. There was no real time for me in between to really grow and find myself. I had to find myself within my marriage. And that is what I think is the worst part about being married young. That's why I said, like, I think the ideal age is early. I mean, I think you can do it in your early 20s, like 21, 22. But I wouldn't recommend anything before, just because, like, you really don't have time to evaluate, is it me or is it you? Am I selfish or are you selfish? Am I unrealistic or am I high maintenance? Those type of things. And then I don't think I had enough of opportunity to really see how he was raised before we got married. If you are dating somebody and you think about marrying them, you need to go to whoever raised them house, their mama, grandmama, whoever, and just kind of observe how they do things. Because more than likely, that's how they're going to be when you get married. And I say that to say, my husband and I used to eat out about 4 nights a week when we were dating. He didn't really cook for me. I didn't have nowhere to cook because I didn't have a kitchen. So we would just go out, or we would just get takeout. But when we got married, all of a sudden, he want me to cook every night. And I'm like, I'm not gonna cook every night. Like, what you talking about? I'm gonna order pizza one night, we're gonna go out the other night. The other night we may have hot wings. Like, I'm not cooking every night. But it wasn't until he was like, well, my mom used to cook every night. And I was like, well, that's your mama. That's not me. That was in Brooklyn. This is North Carolina, you know. No, we're not gonna do that. And that kind of lasted like for 3 years it lasted, because sometimes he would be like, well, I don't want to eat leftovers. And I'm like, well, I done made this big old pot of, I made something one night. Oh, I had made Salisbury steak, mashed potatoes, green beans, and something else on the side. Whatever it was, I made 3 sides and a meat. He ate it. But then the next night he didn't want to eat it. And I was like, what am I supposed to do with all this food? But I say it to say, like, he was raised and he saw his mom get off work and cook a hot meal. And that's wonderful. But that wasn't going to be me. So for 2 to 3 years, I felt kind of pressured to cook. And so I would cook. But I never knew how to shop small or how to shop smart. Because I grew up with my mom, and we would go to Walmart just about every Sunday after church and buy groceries. But I didn't realize that worked for her, because she had more kids to take care of and she had more mouths to feed. It was just me and Carlos all buying food for her, really, because Karmen was eating baby food and eating here and there. She wasn't really eating enough to say, like, this is for Karmen. So I'd go to the store every week and I would just buy stuff, and stuff would go bad, or it would get freezer burned, or it just wouldn't get finished. And we were spending maybe like $600 a month on food between going out and groceries. I was like, it gotta be something different than this. So when we were in South Korea, I asked our friend Miss Charlene to kind of like give me the ropes. Like, what do you do? Because she has, I think, 7 kids, 6 kids, whatever she has. She knows how to cook for a big family and for just her and her husband. And she was just like, you know, buy you a pack of meat, season the meat, and put it in the freezer, but don't freeze it all together. You know, put however much you and him eat in one freezer container and do the other one. And then you just rotate it out through the week. That way you don't feel like you eat the same thing every night. You cook it different, cook different sides. And so I tried that and it worked. it did work. But I then quickly realized my husband enjoys his cultural food. I can't cook Honduran food. So I would notice that he would be kind of sad when he would see videos of his family and stuff eating like baleadas or different like Honduran meals, because we weren't, you know, anywhere near his family, and I didn't know how to make it, and he didn't know how to make it. So we happened to have a neighbor downstairs who I believe is Puerto Rican, and they brought up tamales one day, and like his face was so different. Like he was like, "This tastes like home. Like this is what I miss." I was like, okay, well, when we go back to New York, I'm gonna ask your mama how to cook, you know, 2 things to kind of help you feel like you have food at your house that you like. Because I know for me, if I could eat macaroni or fried chicken or pork chops, I'd probably be sad too, you know, because that is what I grew up eating. I grew up eating certain things and I like certain things. So I say that to say, when you're dating someone, you have to kind of know where they come from, because it's easy I feel like men kind of project what they saw growing up on their wives. Like they saw their mom cook and clean and raise 8 kids, they kind of want their wives to do the same. And they may not say it, but it's their actions. And, you know, that ain't happening over here. I've heard the same from people who've seen their parents, you know, get abused or cheated on. They feel like, well, I saw it growing up, it must be okay. No. Okay. And so it was just different and difficult to understand at the age that I was there. You can't project what you thought I was going to be or what your mom was on me. Let me be my own kind of wife. But it took time and years and growth within myself to be able to be comfortable with, like, nah, I'm not her. If I choose to order a pizza and feed it to my kids, I'm still a good mom, you know. Because we all different, you know. I grew up eating Hot Pockets, TV dinners, all kind of freezer stuff. I kid you not, when we met, he had never had, and he probably still ain't never had a frozen TV dinner. He just might have had like a Hot Pocket or something recently, but he never had nothing frozen. And I was like, why not? He was like, well, my mama didn't do that. She rather just cook it fresh. The same for meat. He was like, we didn't really eat frozen meat. She'd buy the meat every week at the store and cook it. I was like, nah, that's how meat go bad. Because messing with me, that pack of chicken gonna sit for like 3 days and then I might cook it. So I was surprised that he had never had like convenience food, really. He had like ramen noodles, but he had never had Hot Pockets, Pizza Pockets, none of that type of stuff. Excuse me. That's why I say it's kind of important to take that time to get to know the person's background, like how they grew up, because it will really kind of come out eventually in the marriage, you know. If they did something growing up and it was okay, it's probably going to be okay in your marriage. And if they did something growing up that wasn't okay, then it probably won't be okay in the marriage either. And this isn't just my experiences. We've met a lot of married couples. We've done marital counseling. And I just finished like a Bible study class with some women. And the class was teaching young adults, young women, young married women how to be good wives, good servants to your husband, and good women and mothers and wives in the eyes of God. And in that class, I realized how much my husband is just like a lot of other husbands out here, where like their number 1 thing is sex, number 2 thing is food, and number 3 thing is like attention. So, okay, the video cut off, but anyway, so that class, the Bible study class, helped me realize like we're regular couple, we really are. But I say that to say, when people give advice about marriage, I know most people think like, oh, that's you and your marriage, but 9 times out of 10, a lot of the marital issues that I hear about are like 70% truth about every single marriage that I've ever heard. Like, every marriage, you're gonna have certain issues, and you just gotta be prepared for them. You gotta be prayed up about it, and you gotta be prepared to stand your ground and fight through it and not be ready to walk away. But my third thing, since I'm almost done, that I would do differently if I were to get married young, and I think that everybody should know if you do get married young, is, well, the first one was like being able to talk about finances openly and honestly. Talk about your finances, your credit score, your financial history, your financial future, what you want financially for your life and for your marriage. The second thing would be like get to know the person's like family background, their upbringing, their values, their morals on a deeper level than just, well, do you want kids? How many kids do you want? That type of thing. Like, it's get deeper than that. So my third and final thing about being married young that I would go back and tell myself would be, I guess, to, how can I put this? To keep your marriage a secret, but not really a secret, but put your marriage at the very, 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 very top of your top secret list. I know you may think that I'm telling you about my marriage right now, but I'm not, because you don't know nothing about my marriage. But I learned about around year 5 just how important keeping your marriage to yourself really is. Like, I'm not a big sharer. If anybody knows anything, it's my mom. Just because, I mean, who else do most women call when something goes wrong or you feel sad or you gotta just vent? Is your mom. But it's in the Bible, for one, that you shouldn't let anybody, you know, talk about your husband. You shouldn't talk about your husband, and nobody else should talk about your husband. In the sense about, you know, bringing him down or attacking him and all that kind of stuff. But when we communicate with other people about our marriages, it's like a wall that should be around your marriage. And when you start talking about your marriage, that wall gets weaker and weaker and weaker. You can't let this know anybody into your marriage. You really can't. And I don't mean from like a cheating aspect. I mean just from a talking and a negative aspect, because people will rip your man or your woman to shreds if you let them. If you open that door, because I've let people do it, and I had to go back and be like, wait, you can't say that about him. Like, that's my man. Like, I don't care who you are to him, he's still mine. But like I said, it took me like 5 years to realize, because I'm a very non-confrontational person, and I didn't realize at the time that they were attacking him. I was like, oh, you're telling me something about him that you didn't like or that you heard, and I'm letting you vent to me. But then in hindsight, I'm like, I feel so bad because you just talked so bad about my man, and now I'm kind of upset. So with church and with, you know, seeking God and just growth, I learned that that's not right. I don't care if it's your best friend, his best friend, his sister, your sister. Ain't nobody talk negative about your man. I mean, y'all can give advice, you can take advice, you can share certain things, but like when you let somebody in and they feel like it's okay, people will really just talk. You know, I just think it's important to keep your marriage to yourself when you can, and your relationship, because when you let people talk, they will talk, and that talking will it will sometimes get to you. And it'll make a situation worse than it needs to be. Nothing wrong with venting, but ain't nobody on the face of this earth call me and be like, I hate Carlos. I probably would just be laughing and be like, well, what did he do? Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's, whatever you're gonna say is not like him, because he's not confrontational either. He's really a very easygoing person. But nonetheless, I just learned to keep your marriage to yourself and cherish your marriage and guard it, like, because, oh Lord, it's a lot in this world that can destroy it. So you have to be prepared to stand and fight for it and to protect it and all of that. But when I was younger, I didn't care who I told. I was mad at him. I didn't care who I told that he could leave and never come back. I didn't. When you're younger, I feel like you talk reckless because nobody has shown you otherwise. And my husband being who he is, he's so caring and kind of mildly spoken when he want to be. He doesn't really bark back at me. Like if we have disagreement, he would never kind of snap me up. But you know, I would say things that were just evil, I guess you would say, when we were together earlier when I was angry. And now I'm like, wow, like I would never do that, just because there's power in the tongue, and I know that this is so much more than just me. Well, it's much more than just him and I. You know, we have children together who have seen him in the household now for years, who would be devastated if we had to split them in half. And I also know now that most people who you tell things to, they kind of hold on to it and will bring it back up to hurt you or to remind you, oh, didn't you tell me he did this? Or don't you remember he did that? Like, okay, well, why do you remember? You're not married to him, you know? And when I was younger, I didn't really care who knew what about what. Now, you ain't really finna get much out of me. If I'm just being honest. We good. We forever good. We gonna always be good. Because I've just learned you gotta protect yourself, protect your peace, and a lot of people will let you come to them and destroy and talk, which I've seen firsthand. I've seen plenty of people come and talk negative about someone, but the second that you do it back to them, they're on defense. You know, like, you talk about my man all day and I don't say nothing to you, and the second I bring up your man, oh, you shut it down. So then I've learned, okay, let me do the same thing. Like, if she or he defends their spouse or their girlfriend or their boyfriend or whoever, and I don't defend mine, then it's my fault, you know? If they want to come to me and tear down my man and cuss him out and call him all kind of names, and I don't defend him, but then I do the same to theirs and they attack me, then I'm the idiot, you know? Like I said, being married young was quite an experience, because it was just certain things I hadn't been through that once I went through, then I was like, yeah, I could have did that better. I should have did that better. So moving forward, if one of my kids were to really want to get married at the age that I got married, I don't know. I might have to call everybody I know, like, okay, mom, come to my house. Call my sister, come to my house. So we had to have a full intervention. This cannot happen. But if the person was as good of a guy, which I pray they are, or if not better, as my husband is, and he actually was to me at that age, I would have no choice but to bless it, but to just give her all the advice and to really just stand by her and be there for either of them. You know, but hopefully they don't. I want them to live their life, live their 20s, and don't give me no more gray hair. I got enough gray hair. But I don't think marriage is any easier with age, but I definitely think that your age kind of affects how you react to certain things. Because I promise you, there ain't a lot that bother me now. It's only been 7 years. There ain't much that bothered me at this point now that would have bothered me so much at 20 and 21. Now I'm just like, boy, bye. I know you too well, and you know me, and you know how this gonna end. So I'm good. But it is something to the age and the mental space of a person when you get married that affects how you handle situations. I mean, it is some very grown and old petty people who are still petty and they get married in their 40s and 50s and it don't work out. But I'm blessed that it did work out, and that it is working out, and that we're doing just fine. But looking back, I'm just like, wow, my mama, she ain't lied yet. She got about 1,000 on me. 0. It's like 1,000 to 0. Like everything that she said and that she warned me of, that like, you cannot do this like this. You cannot say whatever you want to say. You cannot make a person change, essentially. It was the truth, you know, and I kept walking around, moving and grooving in life. And I think my biggest shift came when we were in South Korea, because I was by myself. And we had family, well, people that we call like family there, and they would tell me the same thing. They'd be like, that's a grown man. You're not his mama. You're Karmen's mom. Like, that's not what's gonna happen. And they would tell them the same thing. Like, you can't project what you want onto her and vice versa. So when you got your mama telling you the same thing, your auntie, your people that support you in South Korea saying the same thing, it's like, okay, well then maybe it is just, maybe we just are young and just going through the motions. But it really is something to it, that you have to just work it and keep working it. So it's a lot of advice and a lot of openness that comes when you get married and you get in a happy marriage and you are happy. I wish that for everybody in my life, all my friends, all my family. You know, I've been through so much that I feel like any of my friends called me with a situation, I've probably been through it or similar. I really probably have. So I'm blessed for what I went through and that I came through it, you know, and I came through it stronger, and I learned and we grew together. But man, now I really see why my mama called me every day, several times a day, to ask me, are you sure you sure? Are you sure you sure you sure you sure? Like, are you for real you really want to marry him? Because it's no going back. Like, this is gonna change the path of your life. And I have no regrets. I just would tell my younger self certain things to handle it differently. But anyway, I'm done eating. It was delicious. Now I gotta get back to work. I hope you all like this video. Just me opening up a little bit about like being married young and staying married young and having kids young. You know, I say the word young, but I don't feel like I'm a young parent. I mean, I am a young parent compared to other people. But I'm not super young. Like, I'm not. But yeah, I say the word young, but like, I didn't feel young at the time, but I felt like I was mature. But looking back, I handled some things like a young adult would handle things. But nonetheless, hope you all enjoyed. Please be sure to like and subscribe. This is my first mukbang, and this is a lot harder than you think it is. Okay, it's a lot harder to talk and eat and stay on track, because most time when you talk and you eat, you jump around subject to subject to subject to subject. So yeah, I'm about to do another one, I wonder. But anyway, hope you enjoy your night. Thank you for watching, and like I said, please be sure to like and subscribe. See you all tomorrow. Bye.